So what's happening with you, Todd?
We just shipped Oblivion, our latest Elder Scrolls game. On
I
the
could be the
360.
spokesman for Oblivion, Todd, because I'm oblivious. Todd's not having a damn bit of fun. Look at the close-up. He could be less amused with Space Ghost today. No, you're very sweet.
Ghost.
Tell us all about that Oblivion now.
TV, gonna bring it like we mean it, call it Disney XD. Do you need me to spell it? Disney XD. Do you want me to yell it? Disney XD.
The channel Disney XD is a fucking joke. I hope that XD face like self-deprecating humor because there ain't nothing to celebrate. Originally, XD was gonna be the cartoon-oriented channel while Disney Channel has all the live-action sitcoms, but that strategy has shifted. Disney Channel, you know, the more successful channel, will be taking in all the cartoon premieres, while XD will be the deadbeat divorced father of the relationship and be a dumping ground for older, lesser-known Canadian cartoons. It's just like Nicktoons Network, the rock bottom of American animation. When you're here, you're fucked. But Disney XD has a card up its sleeve. DXP.
Loading complete. Disney XD is now DXP. From 9 until 3, you're watching DXP. General audience programming for gamers of all ages. Game on.
A programming block for gamers and people who thought Ready Player One was a good movie/book. I made a video about DXP, but to recap, it featured shows that were glorified Let's Plays with a bit more production value. Or sometimes it literally was snippets of gaming videos already on YouTube, just heavily censored and cut for time.
I knew that was gonna happen, I fell into it anyway.
It was a pretty crappy block that existed for the summer of 2017 and disappeared after. With the radio's silence, it didn't seem like DXP would return for 2018 summer, but lo and behold, it's back.
The biggest event in gaming is E3, and on June 9th, DXP has teamed up with IGN to bring it to you live.
For 1 week only, DXP has risen to broadcast E3 2018. All the hottest video game trailers live on children's television. Trailers from a medium full of guns and gore and titties announced live. What could go wrong? Just for the ironic value, I decided to get my E3 news from Disney XD in the same ass-backwards way I watched SpongeBob on Game Boy Advance Video.
How am I supposed to eat this pizza without my drink?
I saw firsthand how Disney handled E3. For the most part, it was semi-decent, but what they were and weren't allowed to show on TV was really ambiguous. Every hour, DXP had a disclaimer warning this was for general audiences, whatever that means.
This is a general audience program.
A lot of kids' movies are rated G for general audiences. I don't think TV and movies have the same meaning for general. In the previous year, DXP 2017 had shows like The Attack, featuring footage of guns, but they could not show them actually firing without censorship. But in 2018, DXP just said fuck it. Like I always say, it's better to go in raw than not at all. So they straight up showed nearly uncut M-rated gameplay. I mean, damn, they played both the gameplay and cinematic trailer to The Division 2 uncensored, including a public execution scene just off camera. Hey kids, who wants to see this lady getting dragged to her death?
Keep still.
Then it's mystery time. Gravity Falls will be right back on Disney XD.
If you thought that was bad, frickin' Devil May Cry While Nutting 5 could literally show geysers of blood and people being sliced up. But they did cut out the part where that guy in the beginning inhales a cigar. They merely show him seconds later exhaling smoke. It's fine, just don't ask where that smoke came from, it's just really cold in that room. For Gears of War 5, again, almost no problem. Knifing through these creatures' whole body and a corpse under a tarp bleeding out gets the clear from Disney. But they had a sniper headshot this innocent burn victim.
Boom! Headshot!
Disney showed his head explode and after blurred the whole screen. After about several hours, they finally left a little warning on screen stating that this was live coverage and may not be suitable for younger viewers. I don't know, at this point I'm fairly sure a lot of this stuff ain't suitable for younger viewers.
Hey, honey. Need assistance?
Sure, as kids, we all saw violent stuff, it don't matter, but I'm more thinking in a business sense, like Disney. What the fuck you doing? It's like an internet forum after users realize there's no moderators logged in. Like, how is this acceptable? Well, they did have some limits, as whenever a character swore, that was a big no-no.
Yeah, he's a real pro at smacking demons around. That's why I built him that well-functioning arm, to kick demon ass.
So they muted full sentences to ensure they don't slip through.
That's why I built him that well-functioning arm.
I don't know who that chick is, but I love her. Unfortunately, tons of this stuff slipped through. That's what you get for doing this live.
They love each other, they're very nerdy, but like, she's the one that's like, I don't give a shit about any of it.
Swear words must be censored, but what was allowed were as followed. The Death Stranding vor vagina baby and its ass. That guy ripping out his own toenail. We Happy Fuse lynching. Skull and Bones lynching. Hitman throwing a knife in a guy's head, leaving a pool of blood. All were uncut. I saw it on TV myself. I'm not joking.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So there's a lot of blood.
But hey, there's still games for kids being announced at E3, right? Of course Nintendo has that, and so do others. Microsoft has Tunic, and Ubisoft presented the Rabbids Plus Donkey Kong DLC in the middle of all their mature titles. Those are perfect to show off on Disney. Well, it's too bad Disney decided to cut to commercial for those two kids games rather than the mature games on the channel for kids. Way to go! Often these breaks repeat the same few ads in a row until the bad stuff goes away. Usually it's the same Walmart commercial that goes, "You can ring my bell." Can you ring my bell? Shut the fuck up. If censorship involving the screen getting blurry or the audio muted over swears weren't already annoying, there were times when it was them cutting to DXP's logo and static screeching. Quality. There has to be broadcasters at Disney panicking and asking, do we cut away? Do we blur? Are we gonna get fired? I want to know what's going on back there. How was this a good idea to play on children's programming?
What the fuck? Is this allowed? What the fuck? Is that allowed?
It reminds me when the TV channel G4 used to broadcast E3 live. That channel's for adults, so it got away with far worse. Though when they were playing the premiere of Halo 3's trailer, one of the most hyped up games that year, G4 cut to commercials.
This is the way the world ends.
With Gamefly.com, you can stay at home and rent games from the largest selection on the planet, and we'll send them to you.
Truly a dark day in gaming. I recommend looking up message board posts from that time. Eat shit and die, G4. Quote, that was amazing, unquote. Yeah, it would have been if I could frickin' see it. Boycott G4 from now until the end of goddamn time. Lost Odyssey, Mass Effect, and the last half of Halo 3's trailer get cut off by commercials. Fuck you, Sessler. I mean, geez, imagine 2006 when YouTube barely started and couldn't do live streaming. Your options were either hoping your 2006 internet connection could stream 360p video from GameStop.com or watching E3 on G4. What could you do at the time? Today, with how much and how fast gaming content gets uploaded, watching E3 on TV is obsolete. If you're gonna cut to commercial, at least start the broadcast where you left off from. And speaking of commercials, because Disney's E3 broadcast was using IGN's feed, IGN's coverage was sponsored by the movie Sicario, Day of the Soldado, in theaters June 29th, rated R. Sony's E3 was the most violent as Disney blurred out way more stuff or switched to commercial often. And Ghost of Tsushima's preview, a violent open-world samurai game, they kept blurring the finishers. What a good idea! Don't show the whole point of the game! For all we know, that samurai forcefully defocuses these guys' vision, thus requiring them to get prescription glasses. What an asshole, they don't got lens crafters here. At least that partially got through, but they flat out refused to show this 3D platformer called Trover Saves the Universe, a game from Justin Roiland, co-creator of Rick and Morty. I'm still a fan of that show, even after all the shame, but even I have to say this trailer feels like Justin Roiland sleepwalked through a performance.
Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Bathtub Guy, and we're here at E3 to take some looks at this new game I'm gonna show you right now. Trover Saves the Universe. Let's give it a look. Oh, whoa, there's some action platforming stuff in this little piece of shit.
Hey, I'm doing the same voice where I'm improvising and pausing shit. Yeah, burp. We're gonna use the same font as Rick and Morty. Maybe Justin just needs a break too.
G4 at E3 is brought to you by the Jeep brand, the 4x4s that play as hard as you do.
Oh, this place is the best. It's got beer, games, prizes, and you can never tell what time it is.
You sold a gun to a murderer so you could play video games?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you spend all day shuffling words around, you can make anything sound bad, Morty. Here, check this out.
On the topic of Rick and Morty, I was thinking if anyone should do gaming on TV, it should be Adult Swim. DXP is just a cheap-ass way to appeal to a large market of gamers. Adult Swim makes low-budget programs all the time. It'd be fun if they started making their own weird, surreal gaming shows or covered E3 uncensored. Obviously, they can't keep up with the internet news speed, but people would tune in if they had a fun personality to back it up.
Well, Todd, tell us a little bit about all the excitement over there at that wacky Bethesda Softworks. We understand you're a great big juicy chess club brain, as they say on The Simpsons, and you do the Elder Scrolls, right?
But anyway, probably the most confusing cut was when the Last of Us Part 2 trailer played. That post-apocalyptic mushroom game starring Tara from Teen Titans. The trailer featured Ellie kissing another girl, and seconds after, flashes back or flashes forward to her knifing a guy's neck, gushing blood. Was she the one who caused the wound, or was she simply trying to plug it up with her knife? That's left up for interpretation. The rest of the trailer had tons more up-close, on-screen violence. It's far more violent and less fantastical than the Devil May Cry or Gears of War trailers. What Disney XD did show was the part where she was kissing for a few seconds and then it cuts off. DXP full-on shut off the stream and then replayed the previous day's Microsoft E3. There's a few people thinking they cut off the whole thing for the kiss, which I see how this can be misconstrued. But that kiss was just seconds before the knife stabbing. They still showed them kissing, and when the stream returned, it was the last part of them kissing when the violent sequence was over. Even in IGN's recap, Disney played bits of the trailer with the kiss again, and then blurred, jump cutting over much of the stabbing sequence. The kissing made it on screen, but not the actual violence that's far more violent and less fantastical than the previous games, no homophobe. Yet I can imagine some people not wanting to see romance like this on Disney XD. That's really weird to see that as a problem. Tons of stories that aired on children's television had romance or love interest or dealt with magic kisses and fairy tales. Why is romance suddenly now a problem? I don't know. You'd think the violence would be a lot more concerning.
This is America.
I am just glad we got to see Disney DXP again. It was bad before, but now it's a disaster. Did no one tell Disney most of these games were so violent? I can just see executives and the FCC going into panic mode. You gotta give it to them. It certainly was a ballsy move. Not a smart one, but ballsy. So I'm thinking maybe for reals, this is the end of the DXP block, or at least their broadcast of E3. If they do broadcast E3 next year, I am so ready.
welcome to E302, a G4 exclusive.
I've kicked every man at Mortal Kombat. Oh, hi!
I like Pac-Man, and I like Dig Dug. Woohoo! Now, did you bring your whole family here with you? No, are you out of your mind?
E3, pure chaos. Catch our coverage of the year's biggest event only on G4. Next.